morning. Hello. It is lovely to be here. If you're catching the replay, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you are here. I would love to come back and say hello to you. And for those of you that are just starting to come on the live, welcome. It is lovely to be here again today. Please do say hello to me. Let me know that you are here. It is always lovely to see people say hello in the comments in whichever platform you happen to be tuning in to today. For those of you that have stumbled across this session and don't know who I am, my name is Annette Ferguson. I am CEO of Annette & Co, a UK-based accounting firm. I'm a chartered accountant, certified profit first professional, and financial strategist. And whilst, of course, we do all the standard things you would expect any competent accountant to do, accounts, bookkeeping, VAT, payroll, we also love to support our clients to take home more money from their business for them and their families to enjoy. That is where my absolute passion lies. And so today I want to speak about how I use data in my business. You may or may not have caught a previous live that I did on my favorite motto, the motto that I live by, and that is trust your gut and understand the data. So today I want to speak about that data portion and what matrix that I track and review and how we use data in our business overall. I'm also going to touch on the kind of the systems and things that we use to do that as well, if that's going to be helpful for you. So I will share what we use and what we've tried and all those good things. So if you are tuning in, do make sure you give me a hello. Let me know that you are here. It is always lovely to connect with you when you are in the comments. So please do that. That would be amazing. So in terms of data, I am a big fan of understanding the data in our businesses and knowing and interpreting that data to understand what it is telling us. So of course, as you would very much, I am sure, expect, key pieces of data include your profit and loss, your balance sheet, and your cash flow statement, as well as your cash flow forecast or your profit plan. And so those pieces of data are really important, as you would expect me to say. But I'm not going to go on and on about the accounting side of things here today. I'm going to speak about the other types of data as well, because I'm going to take it as a given that you understand that I believe that those accounting pieces of data are really important in your business to look at and review. But the other pieces of data which are not readily available necessarily at the click of a button for you, those are the pieces of data that I want to speak about today. So there are some key ones related to the finances. And those are things like the lifetime value of your customer or client. If you are in a service-based business, understanding the lifetime value of a customer or client is really important. What we mean by that is the amount of money that a typical client will spend with you over the lifetime of them being a customer or client of yours. And so understanding how much on average, and of course, there will be differences because no human is the average client. And you might also have to break this down into clients in specific sectors or specific revenue sizes. But this can be a really useful piece of information to understand how much somebody spends with you over their lifetime of being a customer or client. And related to this as well, understanding how long they typically stay with you, what their average length of time as a customer or client is as well, is also important. So you'll need that to work out the other thing. But understanding that. Now, where do you get this information? So you can get this information sometimes from your bookkeeping system, depending on how you use that. You might need to go back through your client records or data, but it can be a really useful piece of information. You can track this in a spreadsheet, for example, can be the easiest, simplest, and cheapest way to track this data. But you might also have it in if you have something like Stripe that you're using, you may also have it in there as well, unless you've changed processors or those kinds of things. So getting these two pieces of data can be a really good start when you are wanting to start looking at the data in your business. The next thing that I believe is really important is to understand the traffic that you're driving to your place where people buy from you. That might be your website, it might be your booking link, but understanding how people find you and what you need to do to impact that number. That data can be really useful in understanding the behaviors that you want to set in your business for yourself or your team, so that filters down to ultimately, at the end of the day, the bottom line in the business. So that's another key piece of information that we track, looking at where your website hits come from, where your leads, those people who inquire, then come from, and where those people that then sign up as your client come from. So how are they getting into your system or funnel, for want of a marketing word, and how are they finding you, so that you can understand what you need to do to then increase the volume of people. Whilst you're doing that, it can be a good idea to look at the clients you currently have, and the best clients you have, understand where they found you. How did they come around about you? You can ask this in a forum. You can ask this in a call with them if you want to. So for new leads, we ask it in our booking form. When they book to have a call with us, our inquiry form, we ask them how they found out about us. But for current clients, if you don't have that data, you could ask them, by the way, how did you originally find me? Some may not know. And sometimes asking people is not the most accurate, because they may have seen you somewhere 2 years ago, but then they remembered your name and they Googled you and they put Google on the form. However, it gives you a broad amount of data for you to be able to look at and analyze. So that's another part of the data that I use in my business, and I highly recommend you think about having in yours. So these are the really key ones that I look at all the time. But there are other pieces of data that I look at from time to time in the business. Things like how our social channels are performing is something that I don't look at every single week or every single month, but I do get a sense of it from the work that I'm doing and from what I do on social for our social media channels, which is most of the things that you will see. So I do get an idea of where everything sits as a result of that. Understanding what is resonating with people and all those things is important as well. And you can look at the data to help you ascertain those things too. So I would love to know what data you are using in your business, how you're tracking that data. Most of the information we just track using a spreadsheet, although we track things like our some of our average client data and things. We track that as part of our project management tool that we use, which is called monday.com. It is not an accounting specific one. It is one that is tailorable to different industries. So that's what we use. And some of the data is tracked in there as well. Just because of how we've set it up, we can then pull the numbers out quite nicely. Things like the number of clients that we currently have, that is all in that system. Of course, another item that I look at from time to time, but again, not every single week or every single month, is the growth of our email list and what that looks like, whether we are growing sufficiently, whether we're getting more people on them, we are getting unsubscribes, and whether that is moving in the direction that we want it to move in. We don't do a huge amount of promotion about our email list, so we're not expecting big jumps ups or leaps, but we do want a steady stream of people finding us, opting in to receive a freebie or book a call, and that so that should give us a positive trajectory overall with our email list as well. If you're in a business where you are utilizing your list heavily and selling heavily to your list, then you're going to want to make sure you keep a closer eye on that number than we are in my business, because that is not core focus for us at this point in time. So I hope that this has given you some food for thought in terms of data that you might want to be considering in your business, considering looking at over and above, of course, like I said, the accounting data that you might expect me to speak about, the profit and loss, the balance sheet, cash flow, and your profit plan. If you have any recommendations that you think other people should be looking at, please do let us know in the comments. It's always great to help and support each other as well. When it comes to our businesses, I love that. So please do let me know. I will be back same time, same place tomorrow with another live stream session. But I massively appreciate you hopping on and joining me today. I know your time is incredibly precious. So I do thank you very much for spending some of that with me. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everyone.